Hello, Aubrey Arms here to awaken your greatness. I'm here today to share with you one simple way to uplevel your leadership and your impact at work. It is to recognize when stress and overwhelm have become part of your company culture and to take swift action to remove those obstacles and clear the path so that your team can have their days be more productive. Studies have shown that when people get to spend the majority of their time doing their best work, their productivity increases and their overall satisfaction and engagement in your organization improves. This means happier employees, which creates happier clients, which then in turn means more revenues and increased profitability for the organization. So instead of just accepting that high levels of stress and overwhelm are just part of the package, I'm inviting you to challenge the status quo. Help your team identify what the root cause is and use your leadership superpowers in order to remove their obstacles. Now, chances are, I'm going to be real with you. Chances are that this will require you to have a crunchy conversation with someone in your organization, or even multiple crunchy conversations with multiple people. Here's a truth bomb for you. Most people avoid conflict. And being able to masterfully navigate and communicate in order to resolve conflict is a necessary skill for all leaders. In my experience of over 15 years working with organizations, conflict avoidance and being unable to effectively communicate is the true reason why necessary changes do not happen in organizations. So if you really want to grow your business or grow your career, you will invest in learning how to master the art of the crunchy conversation. So I'm going to give you 5 very specific steps for you to follow in order to reduce the stress and overwhelm in your organizations. And I would love for you to share with me how it goes for you. So step 1, here's my invitation, is to observe your top performers. Now, in most organizations, a lot of time and energy goes into spending time and energy into the low performing employees, and the high performers get overlooked quite frequently. So I want you to invest time in observing and noticing your top performers, and notice, how are they behaving? Are they exhibiting signs of stress and overwhelm? Does their language indicate high levels of stress or overwhelm? You can look at things like attendance, just general facial expressions, how they even walk can give you an indicator of how they are feeling. Step 2, go have a conversation with them. My favorite question to ask in order to identify the root cause of stress is, I'll pause here to give you a moment to grab a pen and paper to write this down, because it's really a great question to ask. And that is, what is one obstacle that you regularly face that gets in the way of you being able to do your best work? And just listen and see what the answer is. And now this is a place for you to listen and to get really curious. Keep asking those probing questions until you can identify a root cause. And that may be a gap in communication somewhere along the way. It may be a gap in processes. So get curious, listen, and keep asking questions. Once you've been able to identify an area that is causing them stress or anxiety or overwhelm, step 3 is to go have that next level conversation with the appropriate parties to address the gap identified in the steps above. Step 4, in that conversation, establish a new action plan and action steps that need to happen in order to bridge the gap. Be sure, here's a mastery tip for you, be sure to establish who will do what by when, and a communication feedback loop with dates and timelines. Too often in organizations, people meet, they come up with a plan, and they don't recap things. There's no check-in points. There's no communication feedback loop. So you know if it's been done, if it hasn't been done, what challenges maybe they had in the implementation. So these steps are really important to keeping the flow of change and progress happening. And the final step is step 5 is to follow up with your top performer. Thank them for their input, share with them the actions that you took, what the new plan is, and ask them to keep you posted on any progress or lack of progress that they may see. Now, something for you to know is that these are not one and done conversations. It will take time and intentionality on your part to make these changes happen. But you know what? It's going to be so worth it at the end, and your team is going to thank you. So if you need any support in order to reduce the stress and overwhelm in your organization, be sure to sign up for one of my complimentary coaching sessions. Don't wait until it's too late and you've lost valuable team members to another company who truly values them and are willing to take the action steps that are needed in order to create a positive work environment for them. So thanks for tuning in. I hope these steps are helpful for you. Keep me posted. Let me know how they go. Let me know what obstacles you run into. And for now, I am Aubrey Arms, here to awaken your greatness and uplevel your leadership, communication, and company cultures. Until next time, be great.